If you knew you could use your feminine energy to get everything you want by 2026 and beyond, would you do it? Feminine energy is not about cooking for your man and being soft and sweet. Even though certain subcultures and mass media and the patriarchy want us to think that, it goes so far beyond that. They don't want you to know your power, but like on a serious note, like they really don't want you to know your power. So today we're going to be talking about feminine energy from an actual real life standpoint, not this like patriarchal fairy tale where like you do nothing and it's like soft girl era and you just want a man to pay. Like, I mean, I like same, but like let's get into it and learn how we can actually use this feminine energy for becoming our ideal selves. Welcome back to the Stella podcast, y'all, the podcast where we talk and discuss and realize how to be our best selves. Make sure you follow if you're not already. I post every Thursday and I also post daily on my Instagram. Before we continue, this is not sponsored, but I do have affiliate links. I just wanted to give a shout out to Bloom Supplements. I have been loving Bloom, and I actually just tried for the first time today their high energy pre-workout in sour peach ring. So good, so tart and like sweet and sour. I'm really not a pre-workout girly because I just love coffee so much that I'd rather just have coffee because I was gonna have the coffee anyway. But I decided to give this a try and I feel like it gave me such a boost of clean energy, if you know what I mean. Like it felt like just a natural boost. I just had energy. It didn't necessarily feel like I was caffeinated. I really like this. I also did a restock of their creatine. I have been taking creatine regularly for the past 2 months. I don't know why I never took it before in my lifting journey, but I've seen such an increase in muscle mass. I have a smart scale so it can track like your muscle mass, all of that, and mine has gone up. I also have been taking their greens daily for the past few months. I love the mango flavor. It has so many superfoods in it, as well as things like ashwagandha, rhodiola, licorice root, digestive enzymes. I love this. Last part of the haul are their hormone health supplement, like pills, capsules. This one is for detox, and this one is for balance. So I will take these during my luteal phase, like leading up to my period, and it has made such a difference in PMS symptoms. I think especially the balance one, it has things like Dong Quai in it. I notice I'm less irritated. I have less physical symptoms like tender boobs and cramps and things like that. So anyway, you can get all of these on Amazon, so I will put the link down below. Again, not sponsored, but I do have affiliate links if you want to support the podcast through those links. So I think it was either last year or 2 years ago, but I read this book called In Defense of Witches by Mona Chalais. It goes in depth about basically the power and the threat of women, but especially of single women and childless women, and how for so many years in different cultures, you know, there was like a wise woman, and it's like a woman who is older and who has gone through life experiences and is basically very, when you think about it, tapped into her feminine energy as far as like intuition goes and like knowing and just like knowing what to do. It's crazy also because, you know, like so many people go to their mom for advice or like what should I do next? Like maybe not everyone, of course. It's like a common thing. Like most people can kind of relate to that, whether or not it was your mom or like another woman in your life. And then as the years went on throughout, you know, monolithic religions and basically patriarchy took over, this was kind of seen as a threat because the nuclear family became a thing, and like patriarchy, it's like the man is the head of the household and therefore he needs a wife to take care of the house and have his children. So the single woman was seen as a threat because she wasn't abiding by these new societal kind of laws. So that's when we have examples of like witches, you know, being seen as these ugly people who nobody wants them and they're gross and like they're outcasts of society. There was literally like witch hunts. Like what the fuck, that actually literally happened. And then even now we see this archetype that's shoved in our faces all the time as like a threat. Like it's threatened to us of like, oh, don't become the old crazy cat lady. And it's like, okay, when you think about it, that actually doesn't sound that bad. Like it sounds pretty peaceful. They use this threat of like, you're gonna be old and ugly and alone because you're not abiding by what society wants of you as a woman, which is basically to like get married to a man, be in the house and have his kids and like take care of the house and like make sure he has food, make sure his dinner is made, make me a sandwich. When you think about what feminine energy really is, it's more so, and not even, you know, relating to genders, but just in the duality of like masculine energy, feminine energy, like the yin yang. Feminine energy is a lot more fluid. It's like creative, dreaming, like again, intuitive, whereas masculine is typically more, structured, logical. When we're put into these situations, such as marriage or just the traditional patriarchal view of a woman, when you really think about it, it's actually stripping us of so much of that innate feminine energy. We're taught from a young age as girls to basically ignore our feelings, detach from our bodies, and be nice and be kind and put other people's comfort over our own. I think, most women have a story, if not multiple, of when they wanted to say no, but they just felt like they would be rude or they would be making a bigger scene. So they just tried to pretend like everything was okay or that they were okay with whatever was going on. But actual feminine energy is like, when you're not okay with something, if you get a bad vibe from someone or not. If a situation's not for you or not, but then you kind of try to talk yourself out of it for the sake of everyone around you and their comfort levels. So often, when women choose the more traditional path of becoming a wife and a mother, a lot of their true self and identity is stripped away from them because, again, they're putting everybody else's needs before their own. And another aspect of feminine energy is like creativity and being able to create things. We have so many amazing ideas, and I feel like most of us are very passionate about one thing or another. Putting yourself in a situation of like raising a family, it's like that becomes your focus. And it's like seen as selfish to pursue your own dreams and goals. I think a huge example of this is in Desperate Housewives. If you've seen it, everybody hates Tom Scavo. All the girlies hate Tom Scavo. And if you don't know, basically one of the main characters, Lynette, like a corporate baddie. Like she loves working corporate. She, I think, worked in advertising. She had an amazing career. She met what ended up being her husband at work. He got her pregnant and then he just kept getting her pregnant. So she had to stay home and like be pregnant and have all these kids, and they had like all boys. I think they finally had one girl. That was just not the life that she wanted. And throughout the whole show, Tom is always like wanting to try his new adventure. Like he wants to just quit his job and open a pizza shop. And he wants to like go back to college, but like literally not like go back to school, like literally go to college to have the college experience to like be in a frat and go to parties. Like he is just literally the worst. And I think eventually he ends up getting a good promotion at work. And like she's so excited for him and is like trying to help him out. And she realizes like he's not as good as her. She would be such a better fit in that position because she is just better at it. And so it's just so heartbreaking. And I think so many women can relate to that based on, what we hear, what we see others experience. Like I have sacrificed so much for the family, for the kids, for like my husband, and like my husband is still kind of doing whatever he wants and is like able to go out and like pursue other things, and it just isn't really like fair, TBH. Like so much of that domestic life falls on the woman, and like we're told, oh, this is what femininity is about, but it's really like this only benefits y'all. Like and don't get me wrong, like even like me, like I can be very fulfilled with like cooking and like making my home nice. I'm sure a lot of us can relate, but it's like that's not all I want to do, especially if like a man was here, like and like I had to be taking care, like it's not just like cute and like, oh, I'm just decorating the house. Like it's like work. Like it's literally work. If you've lived with a man, like why do you have to tell them to like pick up trash from the floor? Like, why aren't you cleaning up after yourself? The dirty hamper is right there, and you're still like leaving dirty underwear and socks next to it. Like, I'm not your maid. And you end up becoming a maid for free. And it's like, oh, this is just what you're supposed to do. And it's like, oh my God. So it just makes sense when you think about it that like a single childless woman is such a threat to everyone, because it's like, oh, you actually can do what you want. And like they try to say, oh, you're selfish, but it's like, yeah. When you can be alone and be comfortable being alone, you have so much time to realize the scam. Because I think especially when people grow up, in a very traditional family, or like your family just expects you to, carry on the tradition of getting married and having kids maybe young or whatever, and that's always put on you, and it's like what you're seeing around you, you don't really think that much of it typically. And then when you can detach yourself have some time by yourself or just see like life could be different. I could actually follow my own dreams and passions and like education and endeavors, creative endeavors, business endeavors, whatever I want to do. It's like, oh, like this is actually way better. And they don't want that because they want you to like have grandchildren for them, or they want you to have, men want you to be there at home waiting for them with a hot dinner, and like all the kids are like already in bed and they didn't have to deal with like a meltdown before bed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so this is also why it's so important to be okay being alone and like truly alone, like in your own company, not necessarily isolating yourself from like everyone. Sometimes you may have to do that, honestly, to like just like sometimes you just need a break. But when you can validate yourself, be okay with your own decisions and not need a second opinion or not go by what other people want of you, you're not going to fall for the scams. So like it's just so crazy. Like it's so crazy. They create, not to sound like a conspiracy theorist or like, I don't know, they don't want you to be great, but like honestly, they create all these insecurities. Like think of the beauty industry, like so many insecurities for women, and then male validation becomes like the thing that we want the most. And so when we get that, it feels so good. Okay, this is like actually it's insane, like realizing this. Okay. But the male validation was a scam all along because like it's not even real because they're just using it as like a tool to get what they want, which is like a live-in maid and someone to have their kids. They can't have kids without us. They can't carry on their legacy. Oh, didn't know your little, job you do is like such a legacy, babe. Okay, you have like no money, but like what legacy? Like, okay, like anyway, they create the problem so they can sell you the solution, which is like their validation. Like I'm gonna create insecurities for women so that then once I validate them, they're obsessed with me and they love me because I'm like making them feel good, and then they'll do anything I say. Like it's I was like, I don't know how many men or people are like consciously thinking that, but I feel like that's just like how it goes. So I was like looking for an old photo. I was looking for old gym pics in like my Google Drive or whatever. So I was like scrolling back throughout the years, and I suddenly came across all these screenshots of texts from this guy that I literally forgot I even talked to. And it was like towards the beginning of us kind of talking, dating, whatever. Bro, this guy was like love bombing me so hard. And I guess I just didn't realize it at the time. Because I was like 20. I was 19 or 20. He was laying it on thick. And like, I just genuinely thought he liked me at the time. Like, I was never obsessed with this guy. Like I remember like it was not like, oh, I had to get over this thing or like, oh my God, like I don't know. It was not traumatic, but he was like literally just like kept complimenting me and like just like, oh my God, you're the only woman and you're the first woman in so long I haven't like slept with yet after hanging out with this much. Like, wow, you're wifey. Like, I just really like you. I think he was like way more psychotic than I realized at the time, but I was just never really that attached to him. So I guess I didn't really care. Like, he was just so weird. Like, he would want to spend so much time together, but like not even like do anything. So that was like so confusing to me. And then I remember why I stopped talking to him was he like asked me to hang out. Like he was like, "Oh, I think we're gonna like watch the game or something. I'm gonna like make food if you want to come over, or maybe we'll go in the pool, whatever." So I went to his place and I'm like standing outside and I think I don't know if I called him or he called me, but he's like, "Oh yeah, like I'm coming right now." And he's like I hear him walking and there's like a girl with him like laughing, like not laughing at me, but just like they're like obviously like having a good time together. He's like, "I'll be right there." I could hear the girl. So then finally he like comes to get me, but from like around the block instead of just exiting his building like he normally would have. And I just knew something was like going on. But again, like I was never delusional over this guy. I don't know. Like I like looking back, like I was like he wasn't like I don't know. I didn't like him that much. Like, I don't know. But basically, we walk into his apartment, and his roommate and his roommate's girlfriend both look at me like they've seen a ghost. Like, they looked like so shocked and confused. And also, he had glitter on his face. So I knew something. Like, I already saw the situation. Like, oh, there was a girl, like, just here, like, probably spent the night and, like, was just leaving or something. So anyway, the roommate and the girl leave and we sit down on the couch and then he's like, "Oh, I actually have to go like check on something really quick." Bro, he leaves. I'm like, "Oh my God, he's like going to check on the girl. Like, I wonder if he dropped her off at his pool or something and then came to get me. And that's why he left the weird, like, he came to get me from a weird way instead of just exiting the building. He's gone for so long. Like, I think 30 minutes went by. Yeah, literally, because I remember, like, just being like, what should I do? And I remember, like, just overthinking it so much. Like, oh my God, if I leave right now, like, I might run into him in the hallway. And, like, do I want to confront him? Like, I don't know. Like, this is just so weird. So I was just kind of thinking about what I was gonna do, and then finally I was just like, okay, I'll like take the stairs instead of the elevator and just like go out super quick, like out the side kind of. So I just did that and like I think I texted him like, "Oh, I have to go." And that was the last time I ever saw him, but I remember being like so shook by that just because everything was like so obvious. But basically the point of that all being like what he was saying, and especially now like years later reading those first texts when like my memory of him is like that, and the last time I saw him, like I'm like obviously he was like talking to other girls, like, but like again it was like I never like went through his phone or his following. Like I didn't really care because I like he wasn't my boyfriend. Like I just like we were just kind of talking, like we would hang out and like we were dating, I guess. But anyway, so having that, like when I think of him, which I obviously don't often, but that's what I have in my mind is like that memory of him being like super shady. So to read these texts from the beginning of, us talking, I was gonna say the relationship. I mean, I guess, but obviously it wasn't like a relationship. Where he's just like love bombing me so hard. It's like he never acted like that though. You know what I mean? Like he was not showing me like he was not doing things. Like yeah, he would buy me food and like whatever, but like okay, like anyone would do that. But basically the point of that all being you once you detach from the validation, their words don't really mean anything to you because it's like okay, yeah, anyone could compliment me. It doesn't really mean anything. And actually when you think about it, not to sound cynical or like not to sound like, oh, you should like give everyone what would the opposite of the benefit of the doubt be? Like give everyone the doubt. But sometimes I feel like people compliment you because they want something. Like my sister was on a flight. This girl taps my sister. She's like, "Oh my God, can I ask you a question? By the way, you're really pretty. I was wondering if you would switch seats with me so I could sit by my boyfriend." More often than not, people are complimenting you because they want something and they're trying to like suck up to you. So it's just like yeah, that's gonna happen in life. So in order to detach from that, you just have to be like neutral. Like I think there's a quote. I don't know if it's like a Lao Tzu quote, a Confucius quote. I feel like it's along the lines of Buddhism, but basically like you can't the vibe of the quote is like you can't take anything negative personally. You also can't take anything positive personally. Like you have to just basically remain neutral and like I don't think they said this, but you gotta validate yourself. Because thinking back to that instance with that guy, if I had never, because obviously the love bombing worked because I kept talking to him, like I was never really obsessed with him, but it's still like that relationship went on way longer than it should have looking back. And like I was so young, you live and you learn, obviously, but it's like if I saw and recognized like, oh, he's like saying these things but not really like acting those things. Um, and I remember we hung out so much at first. Like there was like a week, 2 weeks where we hung out like every single day. And it's like, okay, that's like so love bombing. Like, sometimes like, oh, the actions are lining up with what they say. Like he says he wants to see me, he's seeing me, but like he's just trying to kind of get you attached. So validating yourself and not letting these guys' compliments get to you. So with that all being said, I feel like currently I'm in an era of not dating, not wanting to date. And it's just crazy how much more focus and energy you have. I have been having being able to focus on myself, locking in at the gym, just when you don't have that external, I don't know, distraction or like stress. And I don't even want to even give anyone the opportunity to think that they have a chance or to make them think that I'm interested. Because sometimes it's like, yeah, maybe not actively like dating or on a dating app, but like, if I see someone cute, like I'll make eye contact. Like, I'm not even really I'm not even doing that. Not that they make it hard not to, but you actively being like, I'm not going to focus on that right now. It just gives way to so much more energetic freedom and just all of that creative energy, actually can be transferred to creating and like making what you want to make happen. Something I saw, and this relates, I feel, to feminine energy. Something I saw on TikTok, this girl was like, we need to talk about the female horniness epidemic. And I've touched on this here and there. I think a few weeks ago I referenced Julia Fox in an interview saying, like, talking about her abstinence or like celibacy journey, and like these guys just don't deserve it. And I feel like that's so true. They don't deserve it, and so many of them just don't know how to get what they need to get done. Like, if you've had a good experience with a man where it was like, wow, that was 10 out of 10, I'm so happy for you because that is so rare. Like, that is so rare. But that's the thing. It's like, even if you literally are like, I'm not interested, I just want like a casual thing and I'm not even gonna get attached and it's like chill and like you can do that. And then you do that and it's like literally just a regret. Like it's like, oh my God, that wasn't even worth it. Like that was like a complete waste of my time. Like these guys just don't, like you don't know how to satisfy a woman in any way. Literally in any way. How this relates is I feel like that sexual energy, honestly, can really be transferred to making things happen for yourself in a sense of like it's energy, right? So like especially during ovulation week. You know what I mean? Like it's literally, I feel like it gets worse as you get older. Like so I've heard, so I've experienced like ovulation week. It's like it's so animalistic. Like it's like, oh my God. You can use that energy as a creative outlet. And I also don't know if you guys have heard of like the O method for manifestation, but I feel like that is also so powerful. So basically, as you're like having an O, you think about what you want in your life. And you do have to be pretty focused, but it's kind of like a fun lock-in sesh and it makes it feel like worthwhile. Y'all remember, and I said this a few weeks ago too, do y'all remember when I used to work with Adam and Eve all the time? Like, I miss that. We should bring that back. And it's so weird because I feel like so many people used to talk about this so openly and like now everyone's like purity culture. And I'm not gonna talk about that. It's not ladylike. But it's so important to be able to know what you like and don't like, especially as a woman. And, self-pleasure is so healthy and important for you. As a woman, I don't know about these guys. They obviously all have issues and like are addicted to porn. As a woman, you can use this to your advantage by doing the O method. And also it like releases oxytocin, so you can produce your own oxytocin and just feel good. It's like taking care of yourself. So you're not tempted for this guy who says like, "Oh, I'm gonna make you feel like no other," and then complete letdown, waste of time. That's the thing. It's like it's your sexuality, it's your feelings, and so like owning that in the way that feels best to you, which maybe like you can have really great experiences more often than not for majority of women. Like there's literally statistics, most women cannot achieve an orgasm. That's crazy. Like with a partner, with a man. Yeah. Like what? So it's also crazy how much power the divine feminine and just feminine energy and being a woman has. I think especially when you, first of all, it really does come from within, having confidence, being like, just being in your own energy. And especially when you also, take care of yourself from the inside out, you're literally glowing, you put effort, you smell good, you look good, nails done, hair done, everything did. You stand out so much because majority of people are not doing that. I remember I was literally like taking the kids to the playground. There was another, I think she was like a nanny. She was not their mom. She was like a nanny or like someone. I don't know. But she was so like she was tea. Like she looked so good. She literally looked like an IG baddie. Like her hair was so cute. She was wearing like a chill two-piece set, but like it was very cute. I wasn't attracted to her, but I just wanted to keep looking at her because she was so pretty. And I was like, oh my God, like I want to do my hair like that. Like this outfit looks so good. I was literally like taking notes. And then I was like, oh my God, like this is like because she also just had a good vibe. You know, she was like really good with the kids. She like smiled at me. Like she just had like good energy. And so I was just thinking like, oh my God, like this is how people feel. Like I'm feeling like this. Like I'm like, oh wow. And like I'm not even like a man, like, you know, preying on her energy. Like I'm just like, oh my God, like taking notes like queen. And it's like, oh my God, like this feeling that I have is like times a million if it's like a man. Like we need to be taking more advantage of like being cute. Like what the fuck? Because like you literally like make people feel things. Like even if it's not like sexually or something, it's still just like, oh, like people respond energetically to beauty and to just good energy. So it's like I don't know, it's easy to forget if you're just going through your day or like you're used to yourself and like you're in your head and like you know yourself. So it's like I'm not just like I don't know, in baddie mode all the time mentally, but like people peep, people notice, and people are taken aback. So it's important to know how to embody that and like harness that energy so you can use it to your advantage. Not necessarily in an evil way, maybe sometimes, but just so you're aware on a day-to-day basis. The thing about filling your own cup and knowing what it takes to fill your cup is that you can then more easily leave a situation that does not serve you, whether that's a relationship, a friendship, a job, literally just you're having a bad time at a party or an event and you want to leave. You have so much self-trust that you know I'm gonna be okay. You don't have that lack mindset of like, oh, what if I don't find somebody else? What if I regret leaving the party? What if it gets good as soon as I leave? It's like, it wouldn't be good after I left because I wouldn't be there. You know, or like, there's so many other fish in the sea. I have this feeling because it's telling me there's something better out there for me. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of self-trust, but you can get to that point, and it just becomes so much easier to live because you just know, okay, I can trust myself to know when to leave. I also saw an article from Guggenheim about how beauty literally regulates your nervous system because when you are peeping things that look nice, your body tells you that it's a safe space. So like for example, in nature, if you're like, wow, like so tranquil, the light through the leaves is looking beautiful. Like you literally, your nervous system regulates and you calm down. So making your space at home nice, how you like it, buying fresh flowers, making yourself look nice, it all really makes such a difference and adds up and it will literally make you feel more calm. I would love to hear your thoughts on feminine energy. I feel like we're sold kind of this patriarchal lie of it, as with so many other things, and that doesn't really get to the root of what it truly is. Like all of these recent trends of like tradwife, feminine energy, soft girl era, like it's not really letting you know about the power that you have and the self-empowerment that you can feel when you truly tap into these things. So let me know your thoughts. Something I wanted to talk about that's been kind of a recent debate on TikTok is like, would you I don't know if it was would you tell your friend's boyfriend that she if she was cheating on him or would you like dump a friend because she was cheating on her man? And people have very mixed opinions on this. On one hand, it's like why would I like involve myself, especially to a man? It's like who knows what that man did or is doing to her and it's kind of like I'm team girly pop. Like I'm not gonna literally I don't I don't think I would ever like go out of my way to like tell the man. Like if I wasn't friends with the man first, like what the fuck? But then also, I really understand what people are coming from when they're like, "Oh, if they are cheating on their significant other, what do you think they're doing to you?" And I think that's so true. Like any girl I've been friends with or seen who just like does shady things or like maybe doesn't have the best morals or who just maybe is really messy. Like maybe she's just like a mess. That is going to end up affecting you in the long run, especially if this is someone you're hanging out with regularly. So I think it's less about like, I don't know, like trying to like police someone else in their relationships and trying to like prove that you're so good and moral by like snitching on your friend. And more so just like, does being friends with this person benefit me? You know what I mean? And there's like one thing if it's like she's talking to another guy and like she has a main thing, but if like it's different if that's like your long-term boyfriend or your husband or like your actual like significant other versus just like, oh yeah, this is the main guy that I talk to. Like it's kind of like you're not cheating, you're not even in a real relationship. So yeah, I just think that's something really important to keep in mind. I think a huge example of this is The Sopranos. Like these, it's just like gross to think about that like people watch that show and actually idolize these characters because they are pieces of shit. Like they are so psychotic. They lie to everyone. Like Tony lies to every single person in his life. He lies to his wife, he lies to his friends, he lies to his business associates, he lies to his kids, he lies to everyone. And I feel like that's just how so many narcissistic men are. Like they really don't care. They only care about what is best going to serve them. So they lie and they will do anything to get what they want. Um so I think that's so true. If someone is going to lie to someone else, they're going to lie to you. And if someone is going to talk shit about someone else to you, they're going to talk shit about you to somebody else. So it's just really important to keep these things. I think also, especially as I get older, um, I just find it more and more important to not talk negatively about anyone or anything. Obviously, like if you have your bestie or like your sister, like you're gonna like talk shit sometimes. But in general, especially if it's like not a super close friend, if you don't have that relationship where you could tell each other anything, it's like keep it positive. Do not speak ill on anyone. Do not complain. Like that's not to say like I don't mean it in like it's not ladylike to complain. Like obviously complain if it's like if you need to complain. But as far as just like talking down about other people or focusing on the negatives, like because people remember that, even if it's subconscious, like they're gonna remember you talking about someone else. And I just think it's so true. Like if someone's always talking shit about other people to you, they're talking shit about you to someone else. So I think it's less the debate of like, would you tell their boyfriend? It's like less about, being the moral police and more so like, what do you gain from being friends with someone like that? Because that's just not really a cute look. And that also just does kind of even put you in a bad situation where it's like, okay, what do you want? Like, why did I have to know about this? Like, now I feel like I'm involved when it's your deal. Like, maybe it's your midlife crisis where you're having an affair with like cheating on your husband, or like you're being a messy girl at the club and now that is reflecting poorly on me. Like, it's just not a good look. So, why would your friend even tell you? Like, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna answer a few questions. Number one, how to deal with loneliness, especially when it gets dark out so early and wanting my ex back. It was daylight savings here in the US and it is now getting dark at like 4:30 p.m. Literally, it's dark outside right now. It is 4:45. I definitely feel you. I think it's important to, I know like we see cozy routine videos all the time, but I think there is something to be said about having a cozy routine and romanticizing this time of year, really using it to lock in. Like, I feel like I really thrive during this time of year, even though I feel like my personality is very like summery. Like, I'm a summer birthday, but this is such a good time of year to focus, lock in at the gym, do that thing you've been wanting to do, plan a trip, like get into it. It's about to be Mercury retrograde as well, so it's a really good time to plan things. But yeah, like, fall for a little consumerism. Get your candles, get your cute lighting, get your cozy PJs, get your sleepy time tea. I think it's also important to do things with friends that are along those lines of like cozy and like cute, like not really focusing so much on drinking and going out, but more so like, let's go see the Christmas lights, let's like make cookies, let's have a movie night, like focusing on fun stuff like that. You know what I also love are the compilations people make on TikTok, like the slideshows of like POV, it's Christmas 2007. And it's like all the TBT pics. Like, that's the energy we need to be in. Don't go back to your ex. Even if you're lonely, you're just lonely because you're not busy enough, TBH. But I understand why you feel that way. But come on, girl, lock in. How can I feel more powerful when I walk into a room? Of course, it starts with your body language first, in your chest, good posture, and keep your head not like obviously up, but like don't like shrink yourself down. People can read your energy in an instant, and it's just like very natural, Like it's just that's what we're doing as an organism, reading the energy. Like it's not like people are purposely judging you. It's just like they're gonna read your energy. Making eye contact And also don't like rush too much. Like be intentional. And when you feel kind of discomfort or like, oh my God, everyone's looking at me, or like, oh my God, I feel awkward, just remind yourself that you are doing something out of your comfort zone. And the more you do it, the better you're going to be at it and the easier things are going to be. You know, like Snooki, like parties here, like that's the energy you need to have. Like maybe not to that extreme. Obviously, it depends on the situation, but like open body language. Hey guys, be fake. Like pretend you're on a reality show and you just walked in. Like use little tricks like that because it starts to build the habit of like then next time or in a few weeks from now, you're naturally just gonna be like, hey guys. Okay, that is all I'm going to answer. I'm feeling like my voice is getting scratchy, so I'm gonna actually do my own cozy nighttime routine. I have leftover pad see ew. I'm gonna make a peppermint tea. I don't know. A tea and wind down for the evening. Thank you guys so much for listening. Let me know your thoughts on anything down below. Don't forget to follow for weekly episodes, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye, everyone.